Yokozo minasan. Watashi wa Kurinuku desu. Osaka ni imasu. That's right. I'm in Japan. I forgot my glasses. Identifying features. So just a few days back, Japan finally opened up its borders, and then I took a look at the plane tickets and realized that regardless of whether I buy the tickets in October or next year, the prices are exactly the same. So I decided, you know what better time to travel to Japan for the first time in like 7 years than right now. But besides the whole touristy things that I want to do, the real reason that I want to go to Japan is because I want to meet my boy Timmy. You know Timmy, my video editor, the man himself. He himself is living the dream. He got himself a Japanese wife and then he flew all the way to Japan on a spousal visa. I can see some of you salivating already. But hey, I also want this trip to be a little bit of a tax write-off, so that's why I'm doing this video right now. For no other reason. I don't care about you. I don't care about giving you content. I just want to make sure that my taxes are lower this year. But hey, anyways, let me just show you around the room, huh? This time I got myself a little bit of a more traditional ryokan style room. That's why you see it's just like, it's like one sad mattress over here. Here's this sink. Here's my ugly mug. Here is the bathroom. And I think you might be asking yourself like, hey, this is just the bath. Where is the toilet? Here, whoop. Oh, what's this? Wait, how do I open this? Okay. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Toilet. Sink. Ooh. Oh yeah. And that is literally it for the room tour. There's literally not a lot that's going on here. I figured that since this is kind of like my first time back in Japan for quite a long time, why not make it a little bit special, go for like a more traditional ryokan style kind of inn, at least for like the first 3 nights or so. And since this is my first night back in Osaka, why not, you know, explore a little bit as well. I think, I don't know if I should bring my camera though. We'll see. Where the fuck am I? Timmy, where the fuck did you send me? Jesus Christ, I am overwhelmed. Let me explain what I just saw. Apparently this is kind of like a nightlife district, Namba district on Osaka. And first of all, there's a lot of people. Everyone was Japanese, obviously. There's not gonna be a lot of tourists right now. But at the same time, I have no idea how to order anything. So many young people. I mean, you know, just hanging around, you know, talking. It's a bit intimidating, to be honest, because not only are they like hanging out in groups, they're also speaking in a completely different language that I know. So I just kind of pussied out and I just went out to the nearest 7-Eleven and got myself a Coca-Cola Plus because I'm the Coke aficionado, I guess. I haven't tried this. I know it's available in Singapore, but still. It's like Coke, but not. Anyways, that ends pretty much day 1 where I came in at like 10 p.m. Tomorrow is gonna be a very early day. I'm gonna wake up at like 6 a.m. and then I'm gonna meet Mr. Timmy at 7 a.m. And we're gonna go down to Shinkansen, straight down to Tokyo, where we'll be meeting one of my friends there. Let's see how tomorrow brings. I'm fucking tired. After that walk, I'm pooped. I'm gonna shower, I'm gonna fuck off, alright? Goodbye. Oh no, it appears that I've accidentally pressed the sponsor button. But since you're here, let me just tell you about Headphones.com, the sponsor of this video. Headphones.com is the premier online audio retailer for the discerning American audiophile. Shop from their wide range of IEMs, DAGs, AMs, and do I even need to say it? Headphones. Get everything from budget hi-fi gear for the value hunter all the way up to Summit 5 for those seeking endgame. A futile search, but I respect the hustle. Headphones.com also has an unprecedented 365-day return policy. So for those looking to try out something risk-free and for a small restocking fee, why not give them a shot? It's literally their business model. Go to Headphones.com and shop for your audio needs today. Support the people who support me. Alright, back to the video. So I'm currently on the way to see Mr. Timmy. We're going to Tokyo today. We're going to the Shinkansen. Yeah, so it's kind of weird, isn't it? You know, going straight from Osaka and then immediately going straight to Tokyo immediately afterwards. I'm just hoping that Google Maps can lead me the way at this point. It's a nice place though. Oh. Can you see it? I have no idea. I believe I turned left at this point. I think. I don't know. It's relatively empty for like a morning, isn't it? Alright, I need to take a mental note. There's an izakaya that looks nice. The problem is, I don't know a lick of Japanese. I think I fucked up. I think it's on the other side. Right? Am I in the right place? Hey! It's the boy himself. Oh my god, it feels so good to finally talk to someone who speaks English.
I bet. Do you have a train card?
Nope. Lead the way, somewhat native.
I got ahead. I borrowed my wife for you.
Oh, okay.
How was first night?
Pretty rough, actually. I am not used to the futon.
I suspected that you'd be tall.
Everyone says that. Does the desk make me look short?
See, there you go. Middle Suchi. Red line. Perfect.
Middle Suchi.
And there we went, over to the big city of Tokyo. Hello, I am Chronicle, back at the desk again, because I absolutely abhor vlogging. Look, here's the thing, alright? I don't care who you are, but pointing a camera at myself and then talking to said camera makes me feel like an absolute moron. So halfway through the trip, I just told myself, you know what? All of this is going to be future Desk Chronicles problem. And here I am. So yeah, on the second day, I just went down to the good old city of Tokyo. The reason why I went on the second day is because I had a previous arrangement with another friend that was also in Tokyo at the same day, but our schedules just barely overlapped. So I was planning on going to Tokyo anyways, but you know, at that point I just had to expedite the Tokyo trip all the way down to the second day. But of course, when I went down to Tokyo, the first stop that we all went to was e-Earphone. But I bet some of you may be asking, oh, okay, Chronicle, what exactly is e-Earphone? E-Earphone is a legendary place. E-Earphone is what I would consider the closest to audio mecca. That not mecca, but M-E-E-C-A. You get what I mean. To put it in perspective, e-Earphone is an entire building dedicated to high-end audio. And it's not even the only building. Just down the street as well, you would see that e-Earphone also has a custom IEM shop. That's right, an entire shop dedicated just to custom IEM. So there is the main building, and then there is the nerdier building. So I digress, alright? Introductions over. I went down to the illustrious, the legendary e-Earphone, and basically spent 5 hours there. So let me just bring you step by step kind of to what exactly e-Earphone presents to you. So on the first floor, we have the mainstream floor. All of the normies gather around the first floor. They sell true wireless buds, gaming headsets, all the works, you know, the stuff that people like us don't really care about. And then there is the second floor, which is kind of more of the same except closer to like true wireless headphones. Honestly, all of it was kind of a blur. I just skipped the first and second floor entirely. And then we get to the juicy part, the third floor, or as I would like to call it, the high-end floor. This is the floor where all of the really fancy IEMs get put down, mostly wired IEMs, and yes, you are allowed to demo every single one. And again, being who I am, I was basically a kid in the candy store once again, and I just was spoiled for choice. I was overwhelmed. I didn't even know what the hell to listen to in the first place, so I just went down like, okay, I will listen to this, basically planning out the entire trip before actually doing the trip. So interesting enough, I actually did meet someone who recognized me at e-Earphone. It's not a local, it's actually a transfer student, an international student, I think. Handrio Nurhat. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Great to meet you. Thanks for being my interpreter for that day. And also kind of like being my hype man. So knowing someone that was at e-Earphone, we basically talked, and then he helped me interpret some of the things that I wanted to talk to with the staff. For example, getting permission to film, as well as getting permission to measure. everything. And against all my expectations, permission granted for whatever reason. And so I did. I just basically went out and measured as well as tested every single IEM kind of that I didn't really had a chance to listen to up till then. So I guess at this point now would be the video where I talk about the things that I've tried and my very brief impressions of them. So you can consider this kind of another unbagging slash unboxing video just with Japanese impressions. So Acoustune, the new HS1750 as well as the new HS1790. Both of them sound like Acoustune IEMs. That's to say, they're good, but at this point, it's kind of like you know, been there, done that, and I don't know exactly what to say about them. Oh, this one's interesting. All right, the Audio Technica ATH-CK2000 Ti, a mouthful and absolutely terrible. I've heard bad things about them, and people told me to listen to them because they thought that this would be the next E tier slash F tier IEM. And while I don't think it's F tier, it does come quite close to being E tier. Next one, Canal works, the CW U77 as well as the CW U91. These are IEMs I've actually tried back when I was in Japan like 7-8 years ago. I thought the U77 was nice. I thought it was, well, not nice, it was inoffensive. The U91, on the other hand, it's not good. Not terrible, just absolute mediocrity across the board. It's just kind of like that. It has that Japanese quirkiness going on in there. Next one would be the Chikyu-Sekai 16/Cosmos. Yes, there's multiple symbols in this name. I don't even know what the driver type was. I'm pretty sure if you Google it, like, come on, Timmy, just put on like the driver type on there, right? In general, I thought that the name was the most interesting part about it. I don't think it sounded great. I thought, you know, just expensive. Again, more Japanese quirkiness. Not necessarily a great IEM. I'm probably pissing off a lot of weebs just by saying that, huh? Oh, local favorite. Dita Perpetua, the new flagship from Dita. There's a reason why I don't listen to it while I'm here in Singapore. 3 guesses why. It is here we have the DUNU Kima, or as my Singaporean self would say, the DUNU Kima. It's alright. I think it's a definite competitor to the Aria, and time will tell. You know, I want more listening time on the Kima, and hopefully I will get it. DUNU, please. DUNU Vulkan. Yeah, that's quite an interesting hybrid setup. I'm not sure what exactly the two DDs are doing exactly here, but it sounded great, if a little bit inoffensive. Again, like a lot of times, like the word inoffensive pops up, but that's genuinely something that I am a little bit wary about because there is no wow factor. I'm not excited about it. FAudio Chorus, I think it's alright. I can't remember. I need to look through the notes that I've written sometimes. Literally just says alright. Alright, Past Chronicle. Your words. Oh, this one is gonna get me so much hate. The new FiR lineup, which is the FiR Neon-4 as well as the FiR Krypton 5. My notes here, because I can't remember a lot, says that the Krypton 5 is surprisingly not detailed and sounds muddy as well as bloated. Same with the Neon-4, but the Neon-4 sounds like it has more resolution, which is interesting. Again, thank you, Past Chronicle, for your notes. I can't remember a lot of things right now because it is not my usual filming time. Flipears Aurora from the Pinoys. They are... I need to measure my words here because... not good. Don't get offended. Don't get offended, all right? I don't think the Flipears Aurora is very good, and for the price that they are asking for, even more so. It's not good. Hifiman RE2000 Pro. I did not like the RE2000. I don't think I heard a difference with the Pro. Nah. JVC HA FW1500. It is another one that's alright, you know, it's just mediocre. Obviously, if you ask me to put it up against the FW1000, Jesus Christ, I think that, you know, it's obviously gonna lose out, but at the same time, it doesn't do anything special. Kojo KJB-01 Keyagu. Again, Japanese naming schemes. They sound cool. They sound absolutely cool. But when I'm like doing the database like this, it is an absolute fucking nightmare. This was a terrible IEM. Probably low D, possibly E. Japanese quirkiness. MuseHifi Power. This was like kind of during the planar wars back in the day. Well, not back in the day, it's like a few months ago. Jesus. Probably the worst planar that I've heard so far that isn't like super shouty, but just plain wrong. It's weird. Like, no. Next. Noble with the new Kadence and the Kublai Khan. The Kadence sounds very V-shaped and just nothing special. Yeah, a lot of these IEMs, you realize that when I talk about a lot of these IEMs, it's just like, oh, nothing special, mediocre, nothing good, but also not bad. And that is why you see I don't review a lot of IEMs. There's literally nothing to talk about. Kublai Khan, on the other hand, sounds like a Khan, which, yeah, you know, again, not much to say. You've heard the Khan, then you probably know what the Kublai Khan would probably sound. Japanese IEM, the Orb, CF-IEM, STELLA. Again, like more Japanese naming schemes. I think this is a little bit more of isn't. Let me look through my notes because I forgot about this as well. Japanese quirkiness? Japanese quirkiness? Yes. Japanese quirkiness. QDC Tiger, an interesting entry from QDC. Clearly sounds like a QDC. I quite like it, you know, they're after my own heart. The tuning can be a little bit more wonky now that my taste has been a little bit more refined over the years. But yeah, it's a high-end QDC. It sounds like one. This one is an IEM that I've heard a long time ago, back when I was in Japan. Couldn't find one, but now I finally did. The Radius HP-TWF41. Again, Japanese naming scheme. It was very blunted, just muffled, mushy. Not great. Rhapsodio Infinity. The original Mark 1. I have not had a lot of respect for Rhapsodio for a very long time. And listening to the Infinity once again makes me feel like the disrespect is kind of warranted. This is an interesting one. The SeeAudio Miu, which is apparently a Japanese exclusive, not a Yume replacement, but it's kind of like a tri-writ Yume in a way, I guess you can call it that. It's good. It's genuinely good, but I would have preferred that it was closer to Yume price as opposed to its current asking price, which I believe is $500. SeeAudio Miu is good, just not very competitive, especially with the other things that are currently in the market right now. Interesting one. Tago Studio T3-02. Again, Japanese naming schemes. I don't understand it, but the show must go on. And as per usual, say it with me, kids. Japanese quirkiness. Next. TinHiFi P2 Plus Commemorative Edition. Sounds like a P2. That is to say, not good, not terrible. The usual problems of that ear-splitting treble is still there. So it's a no from me, but I can see someone again liking it, but I'm not gonna apologize for people who don't like it. Unique Melody 3D Terminator. It's an IEM that doesn't resonate with me. I would have preferred the 2HT instead. The notes that I've said just says like, yeah, it's kind of like normal, average-ish. Not sure where the 3Ds are, but at least it's not a 3D DTI. Yeah, no. Unique Melody Macbeth TI was a surprising new find in my case. Macbeth is one of the Japanese exclusive models from Unique Melody as well. And the TI, I suppose, is going to be the new update from their old Macbeth, which is an IEM that I haven't heard for a very long time. So when it comes to the Macbeth TI, if I ever have the opportunity to own one, preferably for free, then sure, why not? Unique Melody Maverick 2. I love the Maverick because it was kind of the Japanese version of the Merlin, if I remember correctly, and the Maverick 2 was simply just an update. The Maverick 2 is nostalgic because it was, again, one of the few IEMs that I managed to hear back when I was in Japan years ago. And hearing it again made me realize that, again, how much my tastes have evolved. And hearing it was like, you know, coming in like, oh, I love this sound, but at the same time, I don't like it anymore. Kind of disappointing, but at the same time, it's a nice snapshot of the life that I used to lead. Vision Ears VE2 was normal. Like, it sounded like a 2-driver setup. I don't care who you are, how much you have paid for your IEM. If you have 2 BA drivers, you can only go so far. I don't care how much your IEM costs. That's it. VE2 was alright. It was, you know, pleasantly tuned, rich in a certain way, but at the same time sounded like an EDCI setup. If you don't know what I'm talking about, talk to a DIYer who knows. Westone Mach 80, which is apparently the universal form of the Westone ES80, which is used to be their custom-only version model. Listening to this, and I could say that I don't like it, or at least not like it. I don't think that's a good IEM. Let's put it at that. It sounds like old. It sounds old. Oh, this is probably the E tier of this lineup. The Westone Pro X50. Sounds like classic Westone. That is to say terrible. And that's it. That was everything that I had heard at e-Earphone. But it wasn't everything that I heard on this trip to Japan, because on the late days of the trip, I myself made a trip down to Timmy's house. Yes, Timmy, the very man who is editing this very video. Thank you, my boy. And he himself, as a fellow audio reviewer, has a collection of a lot of IEMs that I myself did not get access to. So without further ado, thank you to Timmy again for allowing me the opportunity to test and measure some of these things. The first of which would be the DUNU X Z Reviews SA6 Ultra. God damn it. Alright, collaboration and opinions about the reviewer aside, the SA6 Ultra is genuinely a good IEM. Then again, the SA6 was also a great IEM. So it's kind of like you can't really fuck up something that was supposed to be already good. And if you are, something's wrong. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's an improvement over the SA6. I definitely do prefer the SA6 Ultra over the original SA6 because of its slightly smoother mid-range and maybe a slight bump in the treble extension region. It's a great release, kind of a shame that it was limited to a few hundred units, but I can see why the collaboration fee kind of takes a hit on margins, don't they? Oh no, not this one. The HZsound Heartmirror. This is a very, very popular IEM, an IEM that I myself haven't got an opportunity to listen to until that very day. Now, there's a cult following around this. Everyone and their mothers have been asking me to at least have some impressions on the Heartmirror. And I can tell that everyone is saying that I need to give the Heartmirror a good review. But it's not good. Let me again reiterate the whole point of like most things being just average and mediocre. And the same can be said about the Heartmirror. And I know that to a lot of people, this is a tough pill to swallow, that someone on the internet doesn't agree with me. But, you know, personal feelings aside, I don't feel like the Heartmirror is that good. I don't think that it deserves to be a cult favorite, let's put it at that. But, you know, there is still the Heartmirror Pro. So yes, I also managed to listen and test the Heartmirror Pro as well. And in my opinion, it was so much more of an improvement compared to the original Heartmirror. To the point where I feel like this sounds a bit like an Aria clone in a way, kind of. Like, yeah, it sounds similar, you know, it has the Aria vibes and therefore it's good. But I don't want to take too much credit away from the Heartmirror Pro. It is a good IEM in a vacuum. Let's put it at that. How much is the Heartmirror Pro? I actually don't really know. It is $80. Absolutely a recommendation at that point. But the original Heartmirror again, no. Anything else? Oh no. The Canera triplets, which are the Hodor, the Norn, and the Scold. I know I'm butchering your names, but I don't care. The Hodor. More of the magic words. Average, mediocre, nothing special to say here. Thank you, Past Chronicle. The Norn, shouty. And then we have the Scold, which is, I quote Past Chronicle here, the best out of the three that I've heard. Scold, apparently not too bad. You know, Canera, maybe you could try your luck, see if I like it more. Maybe. And then we have the planars from the KZ web of family. So the KZ PR1 as well as the CCA PLA 13. Sounds surprisingly low resolution for something that is supposed to be a planar. I remember hearing the KZ PR1 and then kind of dismissing the CCA PLA 18 afterwards. It sounded like none of the other planars that I've heard resolution wise. So you put the Hook X up there, put the Timeless up there, you put the S12, the Tangzu Zetian Wu, which is something I'll get to later. All of them are so much better than the new KZ PR1 and the PLA 13. I'm just wondering, like, what's causing this massive chasm in performance? I don't know, but all I can say is what I hear, I can just tell you right now. So what I hear is that I don't really like it that much. Simple. Okay, so here we have the new HBB collabs because for some reason I don't get access to a lot of them. So first of all, we have the QKZX HBB. The first thing that I noted was that it sounded very fuzzy. It was not detailed at all. Resolution was just off. The bass was loose. It wasn't as tight as I would like it to be, but that might just be a tuning flavor, difference. So in general, I would say for the price of like $20, it's like absolutely go for it. But it's not gonna be like, performing at $100 level or maybe not even at a $50 level. In terms of what I've heard on the detail side, not really justifying the whole giant killer thing. Next one would be the Shure X HBB EJ07M Kinda Lava Edition. Japanese naming schemes. It was good. I think the EJ07 was pretty, at least the M version was pretty good. So Mr. HBB coming in, doing a few tweaks to suit his preferences here. I respect it. I liked it. But if you looked at my tri-bridge shutout, you'll see that I prefer the others, like the variations, a little bit more at least. The Triple Win X HBB Olina, a very, very popular set, very popular IEM, and I didn't like it. I felt like it sounded like a generic Hi-Fi IEM, which surprises me because I know that Mr. HBB himself doesn't like the generic Hi-Fi IEM sound. So that's just my opinion. I know maybe some people have been talking about how it matches the Touchgym Oxygen. I respectfully disagree, but there seems to be an improvement with the Olina SE, which is so much more in tune with what I feel like it's good. So if you were to ask me personally, like, which Olina you prefer, I say I don't like the Olina, but I really like the Olina SE. So if you're asking me, just get that one. The Yanyan X HBB Mahina. It sounds like what it was based off. Based on a Moonlight, yeah, it sounds like a Moonlight, kind of. The tweaks aren't that different. I didn't have a Moonlight with me to do a proper A/B comparison test, but I didn't really find like it was too different from its supposed predecessor. The Shure D13. No, don't like it. Simple, not just another average IEM. The Tangzu Zetian Wu. Finally, alright, so this is a planar that a lot of people have been asking me about. I heard one unit a while back, but for some reason it sounded really weird to me. But when I heard Timmy's unit, it sounded really good, like really smooth. Nothing that really caught my eye in terms of it being a planar, but at the same time, if you're asking me like whether or not it plays with the ranks of like the S12, the Timeless, and the Hook X, and so on and so forth, I feel like it does, but I would need more time with it. So for now, it's just like a, yep, very good. If you want to buy it, but my thoughts on it are still a little bit underdeveloped. Anything else? No, nothing else. Done. Easy. I would tell you all about the other things I've did, you know, but most of the things I've did in Japan were mostly just eating and eating and eating because I myself love the Japanese food. The usual specialties from Japan, or more specifically Osaka, would be the okonomiyaki slash takoyaki, both of which are just like the same things but in different forms. Kind of. Okonomiyaki has cabbage in it. Takoyaki is kind of just an octopus ball, and you can put anything that's not just octopus into an okonomiyaki. You know what? Fine. They're very different. And then, of course, we have the kushikatsu, which is basically tempura, but instead of using tempura batter, you're using the katsu batter, the pork katsu batter thing, and then you shove a stick up its arse because. Yeah. And other than that, you know, the usual stuff. I ate ramen, I ate soba, I ate the teppanyaki, you know, all the usual Japanese stuff. I had a great time in Japan. Who wouldn't have a great time in Japan? It's fucking Japan. But yeah, again, just to make sure that I can properly make this a tax write-off, I had to make sure that I did a little bit of work while I was there. So here you go. Here's the video. Don't kill me, alright, Iris? And of course, now it's time for me to thank my big money boys. Here are all of your names. Here, subscribe to the $20 tier on my Patreon. And for those who have subscribed to my $30 tier, allow me to speak out your beautiful names. McMadface, Dennis, Laughing Psychonaut, HK57, TJ Daily, Saswata, Kernagel, Alicia Burrito, Alex, Lawrence, Fred, Andrew, Kevin, Nice Luigi, Soda Pop, Unemployed Pit Vanderwit, Posse Chronic, and Ember. I thank you all. So that's another one of my bucket list countries down after the whole stopping all form of international travel. I'm pretty sure there's going to be more. You're going to be seeing more of it. I'm still refusing to vlog, but regardless, see you next week and do not die. Fuck off.